Thanks for tuning in. This is the first vlog. You're going to see a couple of things, but the one thing you won't see for a while, and it's very, very, very minor, is my trip to Saskatoon. So you'll see a little bit of that, and then the rest of it is all back in Lethbridge. Some biking, a little bit of one-way conversation with you, just working out ideas about legacy, and some live painting as well. I'm going to make some changes after this, or I've already started to make some changes to the filming just because this is the first kind of week or so that I've been doing stuff. So different camera angles, setting things up better, lighting, so volume and stuff like that. But yeah, there'll be some changes to make things a little better, and I hope to just obviously keep making changes and getting better and better and better. But this is the first one. Thanks for checking it out, and we'll talk to you later.
Seriously.
This is the last shot of this place you'll see in a while. Art placement. Best art store I've ever been to. Alright, stretch bars. No, I think I know what I need here.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great day. You as well.
Well, didn't get anything exciting. I got what I needed, which is stretch bars and some foam brushes. For some reason, sell canvas roll at our art store in Lethbridge. We don't have any stretch bars, so kind of renders them useless. The canvas roll, that is, unless you're gonna make your own stretch bars, which I don't do, because I don't really have the means to, and I'm not handy and don't want to learn, because that's me. I noticed I'm really aware of my speech and conscious of that, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but I mean, the natural way that I would speak, things happen, I would make what I would call a mistake, or just like say something the wrong way, or not be very specific or descriptive. And now that I'm aware of the fact that I'm recording this, then I would get a little more, you know, see, like this dead air, I would be conscious of that, or the fact that I'm saying or that I can't figure out what I'm trying to say, or I know what I'm trying to say, I don't have the words for it, right? And no one would be the wiser. Like, this is curating, this is editing, this is you know, what I like, bias, right? Like that whole notion of that, like I'm choosing what I present to you. This is not a live feed. And it's funny because the more talking I do, the more I realize I'm going to be cutting the majority of this out. It's a beautiful winter day. It's a little windier than I'd like, but the wind's not that cold. That's what makes the temperature so nice in winter here. The Chinooks, that warm wind. However, they don't call it the Windy City of Canada for nothing. It's usually too windy
for me to ride, I'm finding, in winter, despite being warm enough. The problem I'm facing here is not wanting to brave the winds, and it just is exhausting. Not necessarily on a physical level only, but it's just not enjoyable, and that's why I ride my bike, is to enjoy myself. I mean, the challenge is still enjoyable most of the time. Oh, there's some deer. Holy. I didn't even see them for a minute. I said I hate stopping to climb stuff just because, I don't know. I think part of it is the fact that, well, yeah, I am not where I want to be physically to the point where I can push myself through some of these little uphills and stuff. And man, I haven't ridden my bike for 2 weeks, and that, whew, that takes more of a toll than I thought it would. The nice thing is about stopping every once in a while out of need is seeing beautiful sights. Like, if I could have made it up this little hill, I wouldn't have seen those deer at all. I just would have kept trucking, enjoying my ride. So it's a nice treat. I feel like I got rewarded for sucking. Alright, let's keep trucking. Oh, just a beautiful day though. The armband I use to hold my iPod in place got loose. And it's like inside, it's like over my long sleeve shirt and inside my hoodie, and it's just a mess. Oh goodness. Goodness golly gee willikers. And I am just ready to take 5. Oh, some idiot with their dog off leash. I hate this. I've had some incidences before with people and their dogs being off leash, and this is not an off leash park. This is a section that even in summer I hadn't conquered yet. Was being able to ride up onto this rock face and then just ride over. I always get really nervous, and I don't get enough speed. I get really nervous because, as you can hopefully see, this little creek beneath, and this little little cliff. Like, I wouldn't die or anything if I fell off, but it would be unpleasant. There's that fool over there. The band slipped off again on the iPod. It's dangling around my wrist now, but I'm gonna see how long I can tough it out before I can put it back on. There's one more section here I'm gonna definitely have to climb, so I think I'll do it then. Unless it falls out of my sleeve. You know, for as much as I love riding, I feel like this first video does not capture my love that much. But I do love it out here. It is amazing. Alright, let's see how far I can get here. Oh, slipping. Whew. Alright, let's just put her there. Put her there, friend. Anyway, maybe a story for another day. Maybe I'll shut my face. So that's pretty much the trail section that I'm going to do today. The biggest thing that this has to do with is legacy. I am really afraid of death. I don't like thinking about it at all. I'm scared of mortality. If I think about the fact that, oh, you know what, you die and that's it, that's all that happens, nothing else, that really scares me because I enjoy life in this form, and not having that would suck. And then if I think about eternal life, which some people believe in, I don't honestly know where my beliefs are at with that, that scares me too. That's really that's a huge concept that I don't really know how to process, really. Like, what does that mean? What would you do? How does that take form? So those two kind of unknowns, well, I guess there's more unknown in the question of an eternity than like, oh, you just died, nothing happens. But I don't want to accept that because that's not this form. That's not this thing that I'm doing right now. So I don't like it and I don't want to think about it. But a part of me just is, yeah, I've had those feelings for a long time, and I think in the past couple of years it's really accelerated a lot. And especially this past, maybe since like summer, mortality's been on my mind more in the past like month or two. This question of legacy and like thinking about mortality a lot. But this question of legacy that I've thought about for years is like, what do I want to leave behind? What is legacy? What does that mean to me? I think for me it's really important, or I put a lot of importance on it for a couple of reasons, and maybe one is because I don't want children. So I think there's been this question there in the back of my mind for a long time, like, what do I leave behind? What is that? And so by creating art, part of my process is, I guess, connecting with just the need for connection, which that's an idea I think I would explore more in another video and talk about. I just really want to explore, I guess, this notion of legacy, and I'm doing that, and also trying to create one in a way. And it sounds really self-important and whatever else, and that's the reality, I guess, of what I'm feeling. So like, I don't like to have guilty pleasures, really. Like, if I like something, I want to just like it and that be it. The same thing for just anything that I feel or say. I don't want to have a part of me that feels guilty for saying it or feeling it. It's hard, but this notion of legacy, and the self-importance and whatever, I want to be important. Like, that's what I want, and I really want to leave something behind. I don't want to be forgotten, because if it's inevitable that I die in this way, this mortal life that I know of right now, then can I leave things behind that will inspire others or make them think or remember me? And it's not going to be through a lineage that I have and DNA that carries on. So I just like struggle with this concept of dying and not being here anymore, and I don't know if it will make me feel any better or not. And I guess I'm doing it because there's so many reasons why I create and why I've created for a long time. And that's, again, this need for maybe connection, and part of it is just like this, where does this need for self-expression come from in all these different various forms? And I'm
more recently in the past couple years relating it to legacy. That's kind of what this is in a way too, is like a legacy project. I think it's very direct. Let's go. I'm gonna head to the studio right now and I'll make a stop at Dollarama on the way to get some Velcro so I can put the GoPro on the car. But after that, I'll introduce you to the studio.
So, all the stuff that I've read and from people I've talked to,
So, what I learned today, because I went looking for Velcro, is that Velcro is just like a brand name, like Tylenol, right? And, or Kleenex, for a better example, probably. And, like, Kleenex is just like a facial tissue that we all know as Kleenex, like, but Kleenex is, you know, like the brand. There's plenty of facial tissue out there that is not Kleenex brand. I thought Velcro was just called Velcro, and then I learned that, no, it's hook and loop fasteners, I guess?
that's amazing. Watch the new film Bird Box on Netflix now.
Alright, so, yeah, this is gonna be the studio space. If you haven't been introduced to it all, like, already, through, like, my other social media, where I've shown it a little bit. It's in a sweet gallery in downtown. It's way better with daylight. I could go and turn on all the lights, but I don't really feel like it, so, yeah. This is the space. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, mostly today just like coming to clean, do some stuff for a commission. I just need to like look at some sizes, quote a price, that kind of thing. I would like to start making something today, hopefully. You can see the mall from here. It's pretty uninteresting most of the time, but every once in a while there's some shenanigans that go on out there. And so I'm about to start this painting, and I got the GoPro on here. We'll see what happens with this. Yeah, this will be the first time I've done it. So this is actually a commission piece, and I'm approaching it kind of different than I normally would. One, I'm just like, because my sleep schedule right now and like holidays and whatnot, I'm actually doing this piece at night, and haven't done that for a while. And this commission piece is actually asking me to do something I haven't done before, which is to work off of a song. Like, that's something I do for myself all the time, like work from a song, work from an album, use that as inspiration. And you find that a lot in my titles of pieces and things like that, like quotes, lyrics, album titles, whatever, band names. So that is something that no one's asked me to do that for a commission before, and they're asking me to do it with one specific song, After the Storm by Mumford & Sons. I'm not a fan of Mumford or his sons or the music they make, so it's kind of challenging. I can find the beauty in the song. I don't like listening to it, so I've been trying to find things that are like a similar vibe, because I'm just like, oh man, like I can't listen to the song over and over and over and over again. So Cold Mountain Soundtrack has a little bit of a similar vibe, like things that I kind of felt. There's definitely like a sadness, but also a melancholy and I think a bit of hope as well. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to that song, After the Storm, a bunch, and then also that Cold Mountain Soundtrack, and see what I can do with this piece here. The other thing I'm going to do like I said, I'm kind of trying some new stuff here tonight just because I can. I'm really tired too. I only slept like 4 hours and just got back from a road trip to Saskatoon. So the other thing I'm going to do, I know what my color palette's going to be. And so like I'm just going to do this kind of in the dark, which is horrible to do for recording purposes. And I know that it sucks. And like a lot of things about this first set of videos is not ideal. But this is what I need to do to kind of just like make what I want to make. So yeah, that's just the way that I've got to do it. Alright, thanks for tuning in. That was the first vlog. I'm planning on making all of them around 15-20 minutes, or shorter, I guess, but I don't really want to go over 20 minutes. There's just a lot happened in this past week and a half as I've been figuring out editing software and everything else and how to do this and put this together. So, hope you stay tuned and stick around for some stuff, and I'll get better.